Hello everyone, my name is Chris Fredrickson and I'm a CPA and I'm one of the partners here at Fredrickson Crawford CPAs here in Marin County. We service clients all over the San Francisco Bay Area. And what I'd like to describe to you today is one of the specialties of the firm, which is dealing with anything to do with foreign. So we call that department or that specialty foreign affairs. Let's say you're a business here in the US and you want to do business overseas. There are a number of approaches you can take. You may decide you want to license a distributor of your product or services. Maybe you want to have some kind of a franchise arrangement, or you may want to set up an actual foreign subsidiary, and you may well want to set it up in one of the countries that has a much lower tax rate than the US, bearing in mind that the US has one of the very highest corporate tax rates of any company in the developed world. And so there are opportunities perhaps to go to lower tax countries such as Ireland or the United Kingdom and set up there. If you own an interest in a foreign company, you may well have what is known as a controlled foreign corporation, in which case all of that needs to be disclosed on your US tax return. We can help you with those issues. If you have overseas assets and you're resident or taxable person in the US, if you have overseas assets over a certain minimum amount, you need to disclose that to the US government every year. First of all, you have to disclose it to the IRS, and specifically the IRS wants to make sure that you have picked all that income up on your tax return. Secondly, you have to make disclosure to the Department of Justice on an annual basis. And this is a separate filing, and that goes to a group known as FinCEN. FinCEN stands for Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Now that sounds pretty draconian, doesn't it? And it is, because the penalties for not making proper disclosure are completely draconian to the point of being able to take half your assets for each year that you didn't make the requisite filing. Now, historically, that filing was due on or before June 30th. Effective from now on, that filing is due on the same dates as your federal tax return, which means that the forms will be due on the 15th of April, and in the event that you have an extension, they would then be due on or before October 15th. If you're a foreign person living in the US, you may be here as a non-resident alien, you may be here as a resident alien, and in the year that you come here and also the year that you depart, you may well have a dual tax year. So this gets fairly complicated, and you definitely need professional help if that is your personal circumstance. If you're here in the US under various kinds of visas, you may well have children or other dependents who will need an ITIN. That stands for Individual Tax Identification Number. And that again is something that we are going to be able to assist you with. Another circumstance is if you're a foreign national and a foreign resident, if you own property here in the US, that may well cause you to need to file a US tax return. And one of the things that is often not done properly is figuring out what state withholding needs to be made, or in some cases, federal withholding. So we need to make sure that if you have US property, that on a periodic basis, as the income comes in, that the requisite withholding is sent to the proper tax authorities. The whole area of foreign taxation is very complicated, including such things as gifts from foreign persons or gifts coming in from foreign trusts. These are all things that require professional help. So please come visit us, call us anytime you want, and I'm happy to say that an initial visit we are more than happy to offer on a no-charge basis. So please come visit us.